All right, we live. All right, peace and love, everybody. This is Monica, and I just want to make sure I remind everybody the Financially Focused Forum will be happening April 14, 2018, here in Columbia, South Carolina. And the time will be 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We will have special guest Brian Bean in the house. We'll also have Garfield Reed, Sherwood House, Share Sweets, and myself. We're going to have some awesome vendors that's going to be in the building as well. This event is free. If you are a My Econ associate, it is $5 for you to participate. We do have some vendor space available. You can go to eventbrite.com, type in Financially Focused Forum, and you should be able to see the prices. The vendor prices are $50. Okay, so I just want to make sure I remind everybody on that. And so since we have an event coming up and we have some new rules in the government in reference to the W-4, our newest team member, congratulations to her, Abukilan, Miss Nicole, she's asked to refresh on the 2018 W-4. And it's funny because 2 weeks ago, I just did the 2017 W-4 because the 2018 form was not in existence. So what perfect timing. So I want to go over this form. You hear a lot of talk about it. You'll hear people say the form is 4 pages now. Well, the form was always 4 pages. It's just that the instructions was at the end. So they made some changes. And if you notice on the form, the instructions are in the beginning and it's more than it was before. And then they have the actual tear-off piece that you would give to your employer, the withholding certificate allowance. That piece is on the first page. So basically what they're saying is we don't want to see your calculations. We don't want to know how you came up with your number. We're only concerned with the actual number of allowances in your data, your personal data, and your actual status, filing status, and your signature, right? So let's go into a little bit. Now, if you're in My Econ, the actual video that June Collier or Mr. Ivy or Mr. Curry normally puts out on the website, that video has not been updated yet. I already went to the website to search and find out. When it does, I will definitely share it because they do a more uniform, dress right dress type video. So I'm going to take my time with this form. This is my first time doing the form live, but we're going to read through the form. We're going to give out as much information as we can, and we're going to fill it out. So I want to ask, Mr. Cole, do you have a copy? Do you already have a copy?
Yes, I got.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to go slow with this. The first thing I just want to make you aware of is that it says that the future developments, for the latest information about the future developments related to the W-4, such as legislation and act, after this was published, go to the IRS website of W-4. So we already know what that means. They put it before the purpose. That means this form is subject to change. So as it stands right now, this is the W-4 2018. So we just gotta kind of pay attention to what's going on. We'll try to keep you guys as updated as possible with the W-4 form. But in the meantime, in the between time, this is the one we're gonna work with. I'm also gonna add and share. I had to get permission for some people who's already gone through this form. There's some good. There's about 2 or 3 videos that I've asked to share on my timeline in reference to the W-4s by some certified tax advisors and tax professionals. So I'll be sharing those on my timeline as well. So if you didn't think Mo did a good job, you have some other people that you can go and watch. Right? So let's talk about it. The purpose: complete Form W-4 so that your employer can withhold the correct federal income tax from your pay. Consider completing a new Form W-4 each year and when your personal or financial situation changes. So basically, we know that personal and financial situations change if you're single and you get married, or you're single and you have dependents, or you're married and you have dependents, or maybe you accumulate a second job, or you own a home-based business. All of those are significant changes to your financial situation and your personal situation. So you have the opportunity to update this form every year or anytime there's an actual change. All right, exemptions from the withholdings. It says you may claim exemptions from withholdings for 2018 if both of the following applies. For 2017, you had a right to a refund of all federal income tax withheld because you had no tax liability. And for 2018, you expect a refund of all federal income tax withheld because you expect to have no tax liability. There are some people that use the exemptions for whatever reason. Just make sure that you adhere to the rules. I want to go to this piece right here. It says, filers with multiple jobs or working spouses. Well, let me back up this note. It says, note that if you have too much tax withheld, you will receive a refund when you file your tax return. If you have too little tax withheld, you will owe tax when you file your tax return, and you might owe a penalty. So we complete the Form W-4 and show you how to properly complete it so you can avoid this particular note or this particular penalty. It says filers with multiple jobs or working spouses. If you have more than one job at a time, or if you're married and your spouse is also working, read all of the instructions, including instructions for the two earners and multiple jobs worksheet before beginning. Well, we're definitely going to do the multiple earners job worksheet. Let's talk about these specific instructions, because the two that I just read, those are pretty standard and it was on previous forms. But let's talk about these changes here on the right, these specific instructions, right? We already know that head of household on line C is generally, you can claim head of household filing status on your tax return only if you are unmarried and pay more than 50% of the cost of upkeeping a home for yourself or a qualifying individual. Qualifying individual is someone that you pay more than 50% of the cost of upkeeping a home. So if they live, so for example, I'm single, my Uncle Charles lives with me. Also, I have guardianship over one of my cousins. Well, let me just talk about Uncle Charles first. So he lives with me. I pay the upkeep of my home, and I pay more than 51% for him to be there. So I can claim him. He will be a qualifying individual for me. So I can claim head of household. And if you have any questions or you need more information, you can go to publication 501. Let's deal with line E. It says the tax credit. Now, this is a change. It says when you file your tax return, you may be eligible to claim a credit for each of your qualifying children. To qualify, the child must be under the age of 17 as of December 31st and must be your dependent who lives with you for more than half the year. Need more information? You can go to publication 972. So remember, I said I have legal guardianship of one of my cousins. She is 17. So that helps me out as well. It says, to reduce the tax withheld from your pay by taking this credit into account, follow the instructions on line E. So we'll do that too, and you're going to see how that works. Line F, credit for other dependents. When you file your tax return, you might be eligible to claim a credit for each of your dependents that don't qualify for the tax credit, such as any dependent children age 17 and older. That's good news, right? All right, so we're going to skip over this part because that's the part you do last. Let's go into the actual worksheet. So we're going to skip down to page 3. This is where this is the personal allowance worksheet. So this is where we're going to go. All right, so you ready, Ms. Nicole? So it says line A, enter 1 for yourself. 1. B, enter 1 If you file as married, filing jointly. Not married. So if you're married, then you would put 1 and you're filing jointly. If you're not married, you would put 0. Enter 1 if you will file as head of household. Remember I said I had a qualifying dependent, so I'm going to hit 1. I can file as head of household. Are we tracking so far, Ms. Nicole?
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it.
Let's get it. All right. E. Oh, no, D. It says enter 1 if you're single or married filing separate and have only 1 job. You're married filing jointly, have only 1 job, and your spouse does not work. Or you can enter 1 if your wage from your second job or your spouse's wages or the total of both are $1,500 or less. Right? So I'm single, so I'll put 1. Bam. E, tax credit. This is a change. This is a change, so pay attention. If your total income would be less than $69,801, $101,401 if you're married filing jointly, enter 4 for each eligible child. So I only have 1 eligible child. So for me, E is going to be 4. And I make less than 69,000. Close, but not quite. If you have, if you're making less than 69 and you're single, then and you have a child, each eligible child, you're going to enter 4. So if you got 2 kids, it'll be 8. If you got 1 child, it'll be 4. You got 3, 8 to 12, right? And so on, right? Now, if you make more than 69,000, y'all ballers out there, if your income will be from 69,801 to $175,550, or $101,401 to $339,000 if married filing jointly, enter 2 for each eligible child.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, where it says that you have 1 child. This is what I'm filing for the year. What if things change?
Then you could change the W. You could change your W-4.
Okay, because like if I have a son that's married or got married like half of the year, I change it as the situation happens, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
So you definitely don't want to fight a fine line, or you may not want to claim them at all.
Okay, that's what I was thinking about. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So okay. So are we good on? Are we good on this portion, or do we need? So do you have any qualifying dependents or qualifying children?
I do. I have 1. I have 2 children, but I think I'm not going to I'm not going to claim my son. I'm just going to claim my daughter.
Okay. All right. There you go. So you should have how much in E?
I'm going to have 4 in E.
And because
I'm going to show my son how to do this too, so he'll know how to do his.
Correct. There you go. Train the trainer, honey. Can't wait to do that event down there. We just gonna go ahead and plan our November event in Augusta. We got members on the team in Augusta.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Come on.
We had about 40. Well, Sherry had about 40 people down there.
Oh wow. Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm. So okay, let's go to F. Since we've conquered that. F, credit for other dependents. If your income will be less than 69,801, 101,401 if you're married filing jointly, enter 1 for each eligible dependent. Right? So we're talking eligible dependent. So now we're talking children and qualifying dependents. So for me, that would actually be 2. That makes sense?
Yes, yes.
Okay. G, other credits. If you have other credits, see worksheet 1 through 4, publication 5, enter the amount from the worksheet here. That's a so let's look to see if it's on here. Okay. We don't have no other, well, I know I don't have no other credits, so we just go ahead and put 0. All right, add lines A through G and enter the total here. So you can add yours up and I'll add mine. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. 9. All right, so for accuracy of all worksheets that apply, let's look at the notes. It says, if you plan to itemize or claim adjustments to income, you want to reduce your withholdings, or if you have a large amount of non-wage income and want to increase your withholdings, see deductions, adjustments, and additional income worksheet. And we know if we own a home-based business, we definitely want to go to this deductions, adjustments, and additional income worksheet. So let's go there, which is right underneath. All right. So if y'all out there, y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm trying to go as slow as possible. All right. So now we know, let's read it. It says, use this worksheet only if you plan to itemize deductions, claim certain adjustments to income, or have a large amount of non-wage income. So let's do number 1. Enter an estimate of your 2018 itemized deductions. These include qualifying home mortgage interest, charitable contributions, state and local taxes up to $10,000, and medical expenses in excess of 7.5% of your income, right? So if you've, okay, so let's do this. If you have these deductions and you already have them itemized, like what your mortgage interest is, what your charitable, if you own a home, do you own a home? So I own a home.
I don't.
You don't? Okay, so if you don't own a home, you just put 0. So I'll do the same, 0, right? Because I don't feel like calculating all that right now. Let's go to number 2. It says enter 24,000 if you're married, filing jointly, or a qualified widow. Enter 18,000 if you're head of household. Enter 12,000 if you're single or married, filing separate. So since we're doing head of household, do 18,000. All right, you got your number for number 2? All right, line 3 subtracts line 2 from line 1 if 0 or less, enter 0. So it's gonna come out to a negative number, so it's 0. Because you can't take 18,000 from 0. Line 4, enter an estimate of your 2018 adjustments to income and any additional standard deductions for age or blindness. So at this point, at this point in this line, on line 4, you can go to your 2000, and if you've already filed your taxes, you can use your 2017 returns, look for the itemized deduction amount, and you could use that amount, or you could play it safe and you could use the 4,150, because for every $4,150 worth of business deductions, you get 1 allowance. So let's play it safe. I always play it safe. Give me room for a little growth, right? But if you want to say, okay, well, let me just use what I did last year, because 9 out of 10, I'm going to have that many itemized deductions plus more. So you could put that number. You can just go to your 1040 and identify that number. I think it's on line 37. And then you can add that number in. Line 5. Add lines 3 and 4 and enter the total. 4150. Line 6. Enter an estimate of your 2018 non-wage income, such as dividends and interest. I ain't make much money on my little stocks yet. Not yet. I'm gonna get there though. So I'm gonna put 0. Line 7 subtracts line 6 from line 5. If 0, enter 0. If less than 0, enter the amount in parentheses. All right, so 6 from 5, 4150. Boom. Line 8, divide the amount on line 7 by 4,150 and enter the results here. If a negative number, enter in parentheses. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so divide line, line 7. So we divide 4150 by 4150, and that's 1. Line 9, enter the number from the personal allowance worksheet on line H. So remember at the top, this piece of the document is the personal allowance worksheet. So line H, I had 9. So I'm gonna scroll down. I'm gonna put 9 here. Line 10, add lines 8 and 9 and enter the total here. Boom, 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 and boom. There it is. All right. So it says if you use a 2 earners or multiple jobs worksheet, nope, we're not going to use that. So we're going to go to the end. It says otherwise, stop here and enter this total from on the form W4 line 5, page 1. So we're going to go scroll all the way up to page 1, right? We're going to enter our name. Enter our address. I'm just making something up. I want y'all showing up at my house. Enter your status. Get into your social. Line 5. Remember, we get line 5 from right here on line 10 on the deduction adjustment and additional worksheet. So go back up. Now, at this point, well, let me just add it in here. And then boom, you assign, right? At this point right here, let me explain something to you. At this point. So what we just did was we calculated how much allowances that you're able to claim on your W-4. So you have a decision to make. You can claim 10, you can claim 9, you can claim 8, you can claim 7, you can claim 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0. But you can't do more, right? If you are single, that's fair enough. If you're married, when you complete this form, if you're married, listen to me closely, and you come out, let's say you come out with this number 10, you and your spouse, one can claim 5, the other one can claim 5. One can claim 6, the other one can claim 4. One can go 7, the other one can go 3, and so on. 8, 2, 9, 1, 10, and 0. But you cannot both claim 10 if you're going to file married and jointly, because you will have a problem. Also, if you're married and you're going to do this, you want to make sure to claim married but withhold at the higher single rate. If married, filing separate, check married but withhold at the higher single rate. That's so that they can maximize the amount of taxes that they take so you don't end up in the wrong tax bracket. Any questions, Ms. Nicole?
Okay, so the maximum, okay, so just say like on my worksheet, I had 9, but the maximum I can do is 10.
No, if you had 9, let me back it up. On right here, on here, you had 9 on line 10. So then the max you can claim is 9.
It's not. Oh, okay. Yes. And I'll put that on line 5.
Correct. So you could claim 9 or less.
Okay.
Now, here's where this works out. If you change that W-4, well, I know you have a business, so you got to work the business.
Right.
Right? Now, so let's go to the cash flow manager. Let me open up my cash flow manager. And this is why we harp on this every morning. If you got a job, you need to join MyEcon. If you got a job, you need to join MyEcon. If you got a job, you need to join MyEcon. Why? Because MyEcon is a home-based business, it's internet-based, and it doesn't take a lot of time out of your schedule. But it's a personal financial success. And we give you the tools for you to be able to do what's necessary so that you don't owe taxes. Okay. Right? I'm gonna go to my cash flow manager, and you can have this cash flow manager. If you got multiple businesses, as you can see, I got 1 million of them set up, right? That's because people who don't have a cash flow manager that want me to do taxes for them or help them out, I just do it on mine because I'm not about to be sitting there adding the receipts. It's not gonna happen. So let's go into this one. So you're gonna create your cash flow manager. You're gonna go into your cash flow. Well, let's start over. Let me start from the beginning. Yours, when you open it up for the first time, you're gonna hit create new, right? You're gonna put business, and you're gonna say, let's just say let's just do it that way. Oh, thought I was typing. Oh, yeah, okay. And you hit save. Now, when you open it up, now here's what happens. So if you own a home-based business, you have the opportunity to take advantage of tax deductions. Those tax deductions that you take advantage of, we're gonna just talk about the 5 most common ones, right? Just show you how this actually works. You open it up and you click enter expense, you're gonna go to expense types. Now, this is what we do. We teach you how to set your cash flow manager up just like your Schedule C. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go to Google, and you wanna print this Schedule C down when you get the opportunity to. So I'm gonna go to Schedule C. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Now, I've been doing this a while, so some of my stuff is gonna automatically populate, but you're gonna have to type yours in because it's your first time. So I'm gonna go to my Schedule C. You open this up, and you see here where it says Part 2 expenses. You're going to enter each one of these expenses by number. That means at the end of the year, when it's time for you to print your profit and loss statement, it's already in the order. So when you go to a tax preparer, if you don't file your own taxes, guess what? You're winning because your bill gonna be less because you're gonna make less work for them. So what do I mean by that? Go back to my cash flow manager. I'm gonna hit create new. The first line item was 08 advertising. So I'm gonna put in 08, just like I'm doing here, space advertising. Now mine's gonna populate, like I said, because I got 1 million cash flows set up, right? So it's gonna populate for me, but you're gonna have to type yours in, right? And it's gonna line them up. So I'm gonna create new. Go to the next one, 09, and that's car and truck expense. I'm gonna save. And you're gonna go through each one of these. You're gonna type up each one of the expenses. Why? Let me go back. So that's the first thing you do when you set up your cash flow manager. Let me go to one that's already set up. I'm gonna set this date range. Set a date range on here. This is why, because when you set up your expense types in the format of the Schedule C, it's going to put I got it categorized. So it's going to put everything in its respective order, right? So when you go through here, let's say you want to enter in, let me go to the profit and loss statement. When you open your profit and loss statement at the end of the year, it's going to line up everything here for you. See how it's already lining everything up? So it's going to be easy to transfer these end totals over at the end of the year, right? Let me go back to cash flow manager. So let's say I'm going to enter an expense. Oh, I don't want to do it on this one. Hold on. It's going to mess me up. Let's go here in the new one. So I open up my I already put in all my totals. I want to enter new expense. Let's say right now we were all out to eat. So as soon as I get my receipt, I'm gonna go to my cash flow manager. Oh man, hold on. I gotta put them in. Give me a second. Because I don't even have it all in. Okay. It takes a little time, but trust me, you will thank yourself later. Especially if you're doing it on the spot. Try to keep up with mine as much as possible. Even if you had to do it, take pictures of your receipt and input it later. As a matter of fact, if you have kids under the age of 12 and they always tap in your pockets, this is a good job for them. And you can get up to $12,000 worth of tax deductions on them. Oh, I put one too many in. Let's see. So you want to go through and type all these in. And don't say, oh, this is taking too much time. Well, time is money. You put them in now or you put them in later. At some point, you got to make sure you put them all in. So I've learned to just do it right the first time, and then you don't have to go backwards. So, and then you don't have to get anxiety. You can just worry about uploading your receipts when it's time because you didn't type all of your stuff in. Normally what I do is I'll take a picture of this, and if you want me to, I'll send it to you. I'll take a picture of the list, and then that way you don't have to keep looking back or you don't have to print it because I've already given you the list, and you just got to type them in.
Okay.
That makes it a little easier too. So in that way you don't have to, you can't print. I just see the list, and all you got to do is just create and save, add them on in, and they'll all be there for you. So that helps out as well. Like I skipped a number. I'm looking for, let's see, I'm almost done. It's only 27 of them. Let's see. And so some of the most common ones you're going to take advantage of is going to be advertising, utilities, communications, travel, meals, all of those mileage. And I think they may be adding, I think they may allow you to take advantage of fuel receipts. I think that's coming down the pipeline. So I always tell people keep track of your fuel receipts anyway, and you always use them to track mileage. Look at this schedule, see, because look like I'm missing 25. What's 25? Oh, that is utilities. All right, that's what I was looking for. Communication. Okay, yeah, put it on YouTube. All right, cool. So let's hit create. All right, so back to my my scenario. Go back into experience. All right, so we out to eat, and I'm teaching you the cash flow manager. Boom. We just got our receipt. So I will open up my cash flow app. You want to download the cash flow manager app. I will go to expenses. I will click 24 for travel and the meals, B for the meals. I will have the date. Let's say I spent $25. $25. I would say I was with she might not be want her name all out there. And I was with Sean and Chris. And then what? Let's say we was at Outback. Oh, they don't eat meat. Let's say we was at Crab Shack. They might not eat that either. I don't know. Right? Oh, I'm sorry. What we were cash flow manager, teaching the cash flow manager, training on cash flow manager. There, let's see, we were at Crab Shack. Okay, right? And at this point, I take a picture of my receipt, right? I have a receipt on my desktop, so I'll just use that just to show you what I mean, what I'm talking about. Let's see. Pull one up. Hold on. Let me get a receipt. Normally I would be using a phone, but since I'm using desktop, I've already scanned the receipt in. So let's see. Well, I had a receipt. So now this is something. When I want a receipt, I can't find a receipt. Well, you would take a probably because I spelled it wrong. I have to see. Oh, is you serious? Are we gonna act like that? Oh, here we go. Here go my receipts. All right, so I'll just take a receipt from here. So at this point, I would actually take a picture on my phone, but since I'm on a computer, I just showed you how I download receipts on my computer. If you turn your mileage app on when you was going, you can calculate your miles. If you know your miles, if you know where you came from, and too, if you knew the speedometer, you definitely want to get in the habit of tracking your mileage. But let's just say I went 20 miles. Right? And we say 20 of that business, right? That's how that would go. And it's not reoccurring, so we leave that blank. And then we hit save. And the same thing is on your app. It's going to show the same information on the app, the same exact screen, the same exact presentation. And of course, I got to change my dates because I got it set right now to 2017. So let me just bring this current and update. All right, so boom, there it is right there. Right? What else? All right, so that's if you going out to eat. That's your meals. All right, so let me just show you how to set this up and just capture some things early on. Everybody got a cell phone bill. This is internet-based business. You're always doing business on your phone. We're gonna hit expenses. We're gonna go to utilities. Oh, whose number is that? 24. Let's say we go to the beginning of the year. Let's say you pay your cell phone bill on the 10th of the month. Whatever month that is. Let's say your cell phone bill is $100. Who, Sprint, or whatever your carrier is, what cell phone bill, where you pay it online, or you can use the address of the company, however you want to do it, right? Now, to prove it, what you can do is if you use your bank statement, then you could go to your bank statement and you could search just for that company, and you could itemize, and you could download that, and you can add that to the file. That's fine. Instead of using all 12 bank statements, you could just search it, put it on one big spreadsheet, and upload it. Right? There's no mileage involved because you pay it online. But guess what? It is recurring. It's monthly. So you can set that, and you can say, when is your next bill due? So if you pay it on the 10th of the month, every month, and I already know, sometimes you pay your stuff on time, sometimes you don't. That's fine. The point of the matter is if you pay it every month, it's reoccurring. So the next payment would have came through on February 10th. So you set the next payment date, it's going to automatically show up. So you're going to click save. Now you see how it showed up at the top? That's for the next payment. That's because we already went beyond February. So you go ahead and hit confirm. It's going to open up. Yep, that stuff is still good. That's how much you paid. You hit save, and it's going to document. Then if we were beyond March the 10th, then March the 10th will pop up as well. So every time you open up your cash flow manager, that reoccurring expense is going to show up, right? Let's go ahead and put another one. Your internet bill. That's a utility as well. Put 25. Let's say your internet bill is due on the 2nd of every month. Let's say it's about $80, right? Who I got? I forgot. Time? No, I don't got Time Warner. I got Spectrum. What internet? So why can't I claim internet? Because my econ is an internet-based business. got to have the internet to do your business, right? Where it's online payment. Or you can put the location that's in your city. That's fine. Same thing. You can go to your bank statement. You can search all of the internet payments. Well, you like in my case, I will put in Spectrum, and all of the payments for Spectrum will pop up. And I print it off, and I scan it, and I take a picture, and I add it to this transaction. There's no mileage involved unless you actually go to the location and make the payment. I don't. I pay mine online. It is a recurring monthly expense. I go here. So the next time that would have actually be due is February 2nd. I hit save. Now, just like with the phone bill, it's going to pop up reoccurring. February 2nd is already passed. Go ahead and save that. I don't have to keep retyping it. And also March the 2nd has passed. I'm going to confirm it. And I'm going to save that. Right? So what else we do? That's so these two up the top, right? So you see where I'm going with this? Now, all of a sudden, you've already saved, you already at $465. If you had to put the whole year in here, oh, let me back it up. Another expense, your MyEcon membership, or if you paid a membership for business, commission and fees. Boom. Let's say you started January 1st or something of that nature. Let's say you pay your bill every first of the month, $34.95. I'm gonna bag this up because I want to show you something. I'm gonna change the dates on the other one. I'm gonna bag this up to January 2017, so you can see what these numbers look like for the year, so you don't doubt yourself of whether or not you can actually succeed, or you can get to that $4,150 of itemized deductions. This membership fee, and I know the address to MyEcon, so I'll just put that there. Same thing. It comes out of my account every month. I can search my bank statement for the actual MyEcon payments, and I can upload it here. It is recurring monthly, so I go ahead and put what the next month would have been, and it would have been February 2017 to show you how all of this come together. Hit save. Now watch. I did reoccurring. I click save, and they all gonna pop up. I'm gonna go ahead and just do the whole year, right? Go ahead and add the whole year in. And the only reason I'm doing a year, now yours is it's gonna be 2018 if you just join in, but I just want to show you what the numbers look like so that you can understand what's going on. Let's see. They messed me up. All right. And you're going to be like, I'm telling you, just with the easy expenses that we do. I don't want to even get into advertising or anything like that. Just with your utilities, your phone bill, your internet, your MyEcon payment, just that right there, itemization is going to get you at least that one allowance that you was added for having a business to help you out. That's why it's so important that you track your payments, your business expenses. You don't even have to cheat. Like, the numbers add up. All your exposable money, that's why everything you should do is be business. You go somewhere, please, I'm talking about business. Taking pictures, I'm doing all that. Look at that. I'm at $989.25, and I didn't even put everything in. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the date on that cell phone. I'm going to make this 2017. And I'm going to, oh, I forgot to do reoccurring. Hold up. I'm going to change it. I just want you to see what a whole year of doing your utilities, your cell phone, your internet, your subscription to be in MyEcon, or whatever other business that you're in. I'm go ahead and put it all in. I'm gonna just show you how the numbers add up. We already at 1,000, and I haven't even added the other two in yet. And guess what? Keep in mind, you will have all your receipts here because remember, this is kind of like an audit-proof system to help you out. So that when it comes down to business and you do your taxes, everything will be in order according to what they're looking for. And you will have all of your receipts instead of having a whole bag of receipts. This probably take about 3 to 5 minutes, if that, if you're new. If you're not new, it probably take less than a minute for you to complete a transaction after you've done something, whether it's fuel, whether you're eating, whether you're traveling, whether you're attending an event. Anytime you drive, all of those events that you done drove to this year at Buchanan, those are, you can track that mileage, honey. You can go ahead and put that in, because I know that was over 60 something miles. So that's over 120 miles round trip per trip that you've done just with me, too, so far.
Yeah. Okay.
And business miles is 54 cents a mile. Trust me, it adds up.
Okay.
It adds up. So you want to look at that. I'm at $2,109, and I haven't even done the internet bill. No, I did the internet bill. That's the cell phone bill. I haven't put the cell phone bill, all of the cell phone bill in. And I definitely haven't covered all the expenses going with it. So you see where that's going? That's just the bare minimum of tax deductions that you could take advantage of. That's just the bare minimum. We still got, let's look at the list. Let me take a picture while I'm looking at it. We still have all of, now keep in mind, truck and car expense, you can't do both. You're either going to do mileage or you're going to do the expense. So what I recommend you do, just keep track of both of them, and then you can decide which one has the higher number that you want to take advantage of, right? Commission and fees, we know you're going to have that. We know you're going to have advertising because you buy business cards and banners and all different things that you're already doing. And you could keep it, because I know you do some other products. You can keep that all on one cash flow manager, or you could create two. It's your choice. It's all business to me, so I'd be putting it all on one. We know you're probably gonna pay somebody to do taxes, or you might pay yourself. Give your own self a darn invoice. Office expenses, you gotta buy paper, you buy pens, whatever, labels, all those different things that come along with that. The supplies, or you could put it under supplies, maybe the labels for your little containers and the little containers you buy, all of those different things could go under supplies. If you got a business license or taxes or anything like that. And then of course travel, that would be where your mileage goes under travel. And then the food, it will go there. And then your cell phone, your internet bill, all goes under utilities. And then if you got some other type of expenses that's not listed here, but it's for business, you can put it here. So is this enough to get you started with the cash flow manager?
Yes, it is.
And now go ahead.
When I signed into the cash flow manager, it said something about 1095 or 1995.
No, that's because you're in the wrong spot. Hold on, let me show you where to go.
Oh, okay.
You're on your computer?
No, I was on my phone.
Okay, if you're on your phone, you signed in with your user ID and your name and your user ID and your password.
It's under it shows my name.
Let me see something. Cash flow manager. So when you click cash flow manager, did you click yeah, you click cash flow manager, and mine's already on. Shoot, hold on. Let me back up. My account. When you click my account, this will be your first time logging on, right? So when you
Okay.
Yeah, you got it on your phone. You got the app on your phone.
Yes.
Okay. So when you first click on it, what do you see? Cash flow manager, cash flow strategies, financial tools, and my account.
Okay, hold on one second.
Let me log out of mine. Yeah. So when you first, let me get out. Let me start again. When you first click on it, you see your user. You got to put in your You put in your user ID, your password, or your email address and your password.
Well, when I hit my econ and then it just automatically come up, so it stays up.
Okay, so did you see cash flow manager, cash flow strategies, financial tools, and my account?
Hold on, let me go. Wait a minute. Okay, so when you're talking about when I click on cash flow manager.
Hold on. Do you have? Are you on Are you on the cash flow manager app, or are you on the My Econ app?
The My Econ app.
Okay, no. Okay, if you're on the My Econ app, you have to actual sign in. But you need to download the cash flow manager app.
Oh, I do?
Yes.
Oh.
But you can get on it from the other one, but I want you to download the app.
Okay.
Let me show you what it looks like. Let me get out of this. Log out of mine. Stop sharing. It looks like, can you see my screen? Right here, this one. Cash flow manager. Let me know if you're able to find it. It should say cash flow manager is blue and it has like a little gray arrow.
Okay. Let's see. Cash flow manager. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. Let me I'm gonna shut down this live stream and then I'll work with you just on the Hangout.
Okay.
So peace, peace, everybody. Okay, so again, let me remind you, Financially Focused Forum 2018, April 14th. So it's free to the public, and of course, my kind of associate have to pay $5. We're gonna have Brian Bean in the house. I am telling you, if you've never been to a Brian Bean event, you might want to show up, because he's coming in, kicking in the doors, and he's definitely going to teach you that 369 plan, the rule of 72, and how to make your money grow. He retired at the age of 22, made millions. You definitely want to be in to listen in. Bring your paper and your pen, and make sure you invite someone with you. In particularly these teenagers who are working very, very hard and has a job. They need to learn this information. It is free, y'all. It is free. So peace and love. Thanks for hanging out. If you missed the W4 portion of this hangout, please go back and review the W4. It is brand new and they've made some changes. So peace and love. Got to help my teammates now. Talk to you guys soon. All right.